How's it going, guys? I'm here in upstate again. Let me know if I'm coming in okay, because sometimes you get patchy stuff here. Not Apache, but just patchy. I just want to let you know that it's gonna get better. Just talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and they said that certain places around the world and in the country. Well, by country I mean in America. Also, certain places around the world, it's just gonna get crazier. Depending on where you are. They're going to try to tighten the noose one final time. And at some point, we're just going to... If you guys ever see the movie Bug's Life, where, the crickets were like, well, if these ants figure out, what's what, then there's way more than them and than there are of us. Ants being, namely us, right? And the crickets are like the elite. Or the elitists, the ones that think they're elite. So... At some point, we're going to figure out that there's way more of us than there are of them. And the only thing left is just to somehow, let them know that. I'm not talking about violence. They have to know that. The way they're going to know that is just when we don't really comply. When we have the emunah to stand up. And again, guys, I'm looking at, speaking of emunah, I'm looking at my fellow Jews, some of them. Either they are, I don't know, lying. Like I notice when I'm talking to them, when I'm arguing with them, I realize that they're not trying to convince me; they're trying to convince themselves. Even when I'm saying something, they're dismissing me. Everything they're saying, all their verbiage and their dismissal, is actually them talking to themselves. They're not really talking to me. They don't need to convince me. Okay? And they're not going to convince me. As this guy said to me, he's like, you sound convinced. I'm like, it's not a question of convinced. It's a question of, I looked at everything. I looked at all the factors. And I came to the conclusion for myself through logic and reason, not through emotion and not through political bias, which I don't even understand how you can politicize this issue. Which I'm sorry, it's not about Democrat or Republican for me, or right wing or left wing. It's just I'm looking at things in face value. Somebody's trying to sell me a product, and when I don't want to buy it, they tell me, well, you're going to lose your job if you don't buy it. Excuse me. And then they say, well, you don't really have a choice in the matter because we're in this, and that, and the other. If we were in a serious this, that, and the other, they would try to throw the kitchen sink at it. They would accept all comers with any kind of attempted, whatever it is, solution, but they don't. And not only don't, it'd be one thing if they were just ignoring it. They take it, they shine a spotlight on it, and they say, and they speak lashon hara about it. They slander it. They slander the person who brought it. They bury the person who brought it. They slander them. They ostracize them. They blacklist them. They even physically threaten them. They have others. They send other people to physically threaten them, and that's supposed to be how you deal. All hands on deck, right? That's how you deal in a supposed emergency situation around the world, my friends. So I looked at that and I say to myself, as we say in Russian, don't hang noodles on my ears. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. Especially when I know there are things that work. It'd be one thing if there are no other things that work, and whatever it is. But my friends, this is Mashiach. This is a Mashiach situation right now that we're in. We have to elevate above, as I think Ephraim said this, and another friend of mine said this, these people, their power is the dark side. It's a Sitra Achra, right? So the Sitra Achra actually is not as strong as Hashem, or as the power of Hashem, as Kedusha. Not only that, it actually gains power when we give it attention. Meaning, when we sit all day and we look at this Santa Claus cotton swab, or this Fates, or this whatever guy, Shmezos, Tezos, or Shmid, the Sidik, and the Fada, and the Who the hell is that, right? All these like bodies and entities, we give it so much attention that we're actually giving them power. We're giving the Sitra Achra power to do what it's going to do. instead of mitzvot, instead of learning Torah, instead of doing what I'm about to do, which is go hear an incredible two rabbis speak, people that are like revered in the Jewish world, and just bask in their Torah, you know what I'm saying, and bask in their, incredible wisdom that they're giving, and get even the residual residue of what they've given to people in, like in private sessions. And one guy's a psychologist, the other one's, also probably, I think they're both psychologists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so my friend's saying, Rabbi Kessin stated multiple times, it seems like they have the upper hand. In reality, it's the opposite. Yeah, I know it's the opposite. I see it all the time, where it's like they try to do something, and people come out, and it doesn't work. And then you go to, like, you take them to, to the courts, and it's struck down. We know now that anybody who was fired from their job in a private company, that stuff doesn't stand up in court. OSHA just said they're not gonna enforce that stuff. They know that they are losing. The window is closing on them. They're giving their last, hurrah, before they hang from the gallows. Yeah, listen, that's how it works, my friends. That's how it works, my friends. That's how that rolls. I should be speaking at this lecture. Oh my God, I'm telling you right now, for whatever I'm saying, trust me, these guys. This is a Torah lecture, and these guys know way more Torah than I do. Trust me on that. You can bet your bottom shekel. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't no thing but chicken wing on a string with these guys, okay? Yeah, listen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen with them. And, let's see, this guy's not coming here to, crossing guard. But anyway. Yeah, guys, listen. They're doing it to the bitter end. They're gonna. The Satan is dying, and then he's scratching and clawing. It's like again, it's like the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm melting. And as he's melting, he's doing the maximum damage he can, just like this wonderful Depuzio is doing the maximum damage he can, before he melts away into nothingness with his comments, with his tweets, whatever he's writing. Captain Big Bird over here. So, yeah, my friends, it's really all about just outlasting them. At the end of the day, all you have to do is just outlast them. You ever watch a basketball game, and it's basically the two teams are just neck and neck, but they're both at some points playing not so well, and it's really just a case of like it can just go either way. You can't even predict who's going to win. They go to like double overtime, and then you see the news report. Well, the Knicks outlasted the Celtics. They just simply outlasted them. It's not that they played better. It's not that they're like a better team. They just outlasted those guys. They won by like 2 points or something like that, or some freak, shot that they got, or the foul they hit, free throws or whatever it was. These guys got a foul, these guys got a steal. They couldn't, get an easy layup. The Knicks simply outlasted them. The one team outlasted the other team. My friends, you just got to outlast these guys. You're not in Australia, and even in Australia, you can. Granted, some of these people, even the schmacks people, are getting sent to these quarantine facilities. Oh, we're just sending you there. And until it blows over, we're gonna bring you back to normalcy. Okay. Sure there, Skippy. Okay, boo-boo. Okay, we believe you. Dick Blasio, he came out with a new Nazi Germany law, no transportation without the, what? Yeah, I was telling my friend yesterday, I'm like, it's funny. My friend took the train from Manhattan to Brooklyn. I was like, yo, so let me get this straight. You took a train, it's packed, more packed than a restaurant, but you can get on a train, but you can't get in a restaurant. You get on a train, but you can't get in a cafe. You get on a train, but you can't get in a movie theater. Empty movie theater. You get on a train, but you can't... blah. Logic. No, when it's no logic, either one of two things. Either the people who are doing the policies are stupid and it's bad policy, or it's just a combination of bad and sinister, my friends. Anyway, you think he will try to do different than the Nazis? Yeah, my friends. His last name was, I was just saying yesterday, ain't no Italian. His last name is Wilhelm. Wilhelm. Like Kaiser Wilhelm? Who came after Kaiser Wilhelm? We know who came after Kaiser Wilhelm. Anyway, guys, before I start on a rant about that and get myself in trouble, either on this platform or with some people who are, I can't believe you're saying that. How can you compare those two things and events and blah, 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 blah. I'm so offended. My friends, I'd rather offend you and have you be alive than have you be Has v'Shalom. Okay? Anyway, guys, all right. That was a good talk. Nice and short, to the point. unlike the other talks. Why is this talk different from other talks? It's short and to the point. Manishtana. Anyway, alright guys. I'm off to hear some Torah, Taire, and I'll catch you on the flippity side.